So behind me we've got the bike I just purchased. So let me just get this out the way quickly. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got no experience with working on bikes whatsoever. All the techniques for repairing are either from YouTube, my dad, or just kind of seem right. So please do not repeat any actions from this video. It's for entertainment purposes only. And enough spares to rebuild another 3 motorcycles. Here's my new bike, and there's the rest of it. Got a smashing deal on all of this, but it's gonna need a little bit of work before it runs. And with a bit of love, it should be. You wanna see it?
What brand?
It's a Honda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd love to see it.
So the bike's in the garage now. Got the tank off, got all the plastics off, gave it a good wash, and tomorrow we're gonna start with cleaning the carb out and flushing the engine and trying to get it to run basically. The bike's not in as bad shape as I thought. Both the front and the rear shocks will need to be resealed, maybe refurbished, and the chain is definitely needs some help. But other than that, it's in good condition. Right, so this is my 2005 SM510, and it is one of the 1.5 bikes I bought. So far what I've done here is I've just taken off all the plastics, which I threw behind there, and also took off the air filter, which I need to clean, and I've drained the carb of fuel. Let me just go get what came out. Okay, you see that there? That's what came out of the carb. But the focus for now is just drain out all the engine oil, put new oil in, clean out the carb, try get it to start. The battery's busy sitting on charge, so I'm gonna go check now to see if it's charged. And because I got 1.5 bikes, I actually have 2 batteries. So we'll choose the better one, and then try get it to start. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing here, so I'm just YouTubing things as they go, and then I'll film the important bits. I think I also need to spray fogging oil into the cylinder to kind of get the walls re-lubricated again, because it's been sitting for about 4 months outside, so. There we go, that's off. It's very old and rusted. I don't know if that's within tolerance or out of tolerance. It probably needs to be replaced, but for the interim, I'm going to soak it in some fuel to get it cleaned, and then soak it in oil afterwards. I'm just going to use exactly what came out of the bike, just to get it completely submerged. Alright, now let that soak, and then when I'm done, we can change the oil. Okay, we got the air boot off. Came out here. Moved around some of the wires as well, and now we should be able to get the carburetor out. Okay. Yeah, I've got my Kian MX41 carburetor, and the little nip on side that shoots fuel right at the bottom of your rib ring, the torque bit, is still working because it squirted fuel on me, so that's good. I don't show. Okay, so this carb line has obviously been replaced with this is not industrial standard. but I didn't realize these lines just go to like the middle of nowhere. It's just a box that they go into, and it's like, I don't know what happens there. Someone could explain that to me. These lines are hard as rocks. I don't know. I think that's not good, but I don't think I'm not going to replace them just yet. I'll probably replace them when I do the final rebuild. For now, I'm just trying to get the bike running, and this thing is incredibly basic. It's cool. Never had a carb out of bike before, and well, now I do. So you can see this is the idle tuning. I don't know where the air fuel screw is. I think this is a choke, and this is, I think, a hot start. But I don't know what this is. That connects to a cable that actuates on the other side of the bulb cover. So I'm going to assume that that's some kind of timing advance. That probably either advances or retards the timing to start better when it's really hot or really cold. Probably really hot because it's a track bike. It's street legal, so. Oh yeah, the rear linkage bearings are completely shot. Don't think that's very good. I've drained the oil out of the bike and I've cleaned the chain in petrol. It's looking a lot less rusted, so now I'm going to soak it in the engine oil as well. Yeah, the carb's out and it's ready to be cleaned. I'm going to be very careful because I don't know where I can get gaskets or seals for this bike, which is a little bit of a problem. Alright, so I removed one of the jets here. Took off this float. Gasket still looks like it's good, which is amazing because I can't find one to replace it. I guess I'll clean those off individually. And this is what floats. Looks like it floats, must be why it's called the float. This thing just looks very delicate. I had some YouTuber complaining about this thing. I think it's called a float needle? I don't know. But it looks like I don't want to really mess with it too much. Delicately set that aside. Will this fit in here? Yes it will. Yes it will. Now I don't know if I have to count these turns. And I hope not. They're pretty tight. So I'm just going to assume that they go as tight as possible. Not as tight as possible, but just reasonably tight. Okay, so we've got the gasket out. My dad says if we put it in silicone, it'll rejuvenate it a bit, which could be good. But all these parts look like they're in good condition. So I'm not going to need to steal anything from a spare bike just yet. Let's not jinx it. Oh, I could probably take the drain bolt from the other bike. I'm not sure if that's meant to come out, so let me YouTube that. Yeah, they seem to have a little bit of resistance, so I'm going to leave them there rather opt to check online first. Oh, that's cool. So this side, the gasket is in considerably worse condition. I'm gonna try and keep this as nice as possible. Hopefully, don't want to replace it. Well, actually, I want to replace it. I just can't. So I've cleaned up a lot of the gunk that was in here. And there's still quite a lot in here, but it's looking much better. Trying to be as delicate as possible, so you don't want to damage anything. I'll get the rest with carb cleaner, but the super gunky stuff is out. I got my 2 gaskets. I'm going to soak them in silicone to try and bring them back to life, and hopefully they feel alright. They feel alright. Not too hard, which is good. Alright, here's a freshly rebuilt carb. I'm gonna replace these hoses tomorrow. They're quite old. One of them is also just not the right hose. But yeah, hopefully this runs great. If I've done it right. Yeah, I literally just sprayed everything down with carb cleaner, and I refreshed some of the gaskets with like this liquid moly silicone treatment stuff. So hopefully that revives the gaskets, because I can't find them to replace them. So at some point in the future they'll have to be replaced, but for now hopefully that'll work. Alright, today hasn't been so interesting. Obviously I rebuilt this yesterday. Yeah, I took off the rear subframe so I could get to the whole air boot and everything in there, and I just took all of that shit off, cleaned the air filter, got air filter oil. I haven't gone to that much stuff today, so I'm going to put the carburetor back on, reassemble the whole thing, put some oil in the cylinder, turn over a couple times, get the chain out of the oil over there, put it back on, put it in like 5th gear, 4th gear, spin the thing, crank over the engine a couple times, tilt the bike backwards so the cylinder's more vertical and the oil can get around. Alright, I got the spark plug out here. So it looks like it's in pretty good shape. I'm just gonna set this in a container because I'm done for the day. And I've got my air filter out, so I'm still gonna let this dry overnight. And then I'll re-oil it. I've got some air filter oil here. And everything goes according to plan. Hopefully tomorrow we should have a running bike. Okay, so this morning, so far, we have put the chain back on, we filled the engine up with oil, we've done the air filter, lubricated the cylinder, cranked it over a little bit, put the petrol tank back on. Now I've connected the wiring. All I have to do is connect the negative back up, and then it should fire, hopefully. This is nerve-wracking. Let's see if it works. There you go. Okay. Okay.
So what's happening here is that there appears to be some kind of electrical issue. The battery starts smoking whenever I connect it to the negative terminal. So I decided to call in some backup, one of my dad's friends, and we traced the issue to the rectifier not being bolted to the frame. Don't pull it off of the stand, eh? Yeah, I've got. That sounds a lot better. Now, what was I doing?
You were pulling it backwards. Really?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. The carburetor could be dry, so we can put the fuel tank back on.
No, I first want to try and get it fired up with the easy start. So
you don't need fuel with the easy start.
no, what I'm going to do is, no, you don't need fuel there. Where's, I need a flat screwdriver, long one. Which one?
Yeah.
Even that start one.
Let me just grab you that one. Okay, so I guess it must have been the rectifier that wasn't bolted to the frame.
Yeah.
What, do you want to spray it directly in there?
Yeah, straight into the car.
Wait, before you undo that, guys.
Yeah.
If we just pull this back, we can spray it directly, pretty much directly in there.
It's just the fumes coming from the block, the engine,
Yeah?
exhaust fumes. And you smell. It's not. But I promise you, it's not electric.
No,
You
I
see
know
it's
that.
coming out the. Let's run out now because the easy start is finished. So we'll put the tank on now and let it run with fat petrol. Yeah.
Shit, there was so much smoke coming out of that
Ah,
thing.
but look, it's all the oil you put on the head.
I know.
Just
No,
to-
there's oil
Yeah,
all
so
over
let
the
it all
skin.
burn off. It's just gonna burn off. But the
No.
fact is, his motor's running and it wasn't a bearing knock or anything. So yes.
No, you obviously got a hell of a lot more experience than me, because when I saw that smoke, I just wanted to kill it. I'm like, it's gonna explode. We got it running.